Welcome back. You're watching RT International. Now, with the BBC receiving more than £2 million of EU funding over the past 3 years, critics say the timing is inappropriate because of the approaching referendum on whether the UK should leave the Union. The network's spokesperson responded that external funding, including EU grants, is not used for news projects, which the grant forbids. The money is instead spent on research and development in projects such as 3D broadcasting and ultra-high-definition filming. But the BBC has been accused of bias by a number of groups in their coverage.
Okay. BBC, shame on you! BBC, shame on you! Muslim lives matter! BBC, shame on you! BBC, shame on you!
Our message to the BBC is this: it is Ramadan. Why don't you mention that in your coverage?
And we received no comment from the EU to the grants, but James Carver from the UK Independence Party told us this is just the tip of the iceberg.
It goes much further than that, because over the last 5 years, £22 million has been spent by the European Commission, by the European institutions, and given the European Union institutions, and being given to the BBC. Now, it's interesting that those didn't show up on any BBC reports. Those figures actually showed up on a transparency report from the European Commission. So we're coming into a very politically sensitive time. It's disappointing, if I'm being honest, because the BBC does have, under its charter, an obligation to remain impartial, and it makes it very easy, because of the timing and and the sensitive nature of next year's referendum or possible referendum. It makes it very, makes people ask a few questions and lead to people to sort of the doubters out there to actually think about this a bit more deeply.
Well, ahead of the EU referendum expected to take place next year, the old divisions in Britain's ruling Conservative are opening again. The leader of the Tory group pushing for a Brexit says he thinks the majority of the party want out, while the Prime Minister, David Cameron, has again clearly said he wants to stay in.
We've made good progress. We are a step closer to agreement on the significant and far-reaching reforms that I've proposed. I firmly believe that for our economic security and increasingly for our national security, the best future for Britain is in a reformed European Union.
The British Prime Minister is reportedly preparing a document outlining why the UK should remain part of the EU. The pro-EU dossier is to be distributed to British homes ahead of the referendum, though at the moment the British government denies such a document exists. Jack Montgomery, the press officer for the Leave EU movement, says there's no chance David Cameron would ever support Brexit.
I think that what he's going to try to do is say that it's a document weighing up the pros and cons of EU membership. I expect the dossier Mr Cameron will put out will be rather like the dodgy dossier we got from Tony Blair and Alistair Campbell some years ago, full of all the same tired sort of Brexit myths that we're used to: 3 million jobs, the top table, fax democracy and so on. Mr Cameron isn't asking for an end to the supremacy of EU law over the laws of our national parliaments and assemblies. He's not asking for Britain to be allowed to strike its own trade deals with countries outside the EU once again. He's not asking for very much at all. I don't think there's any realistic prospect of Mr Cameron voting a Brexit, supporting a Brexit.
And find more news on our website, including a driver who escaped a missile attack with death-defying calm. It's thought jihadists in Syria launched the TOW missile. The ice-cool driver avoided certain death by only a few meters after he edged his truck forward. You can watch the video at RT.com. And car maker Lexus produces new exclusive tires made of ice. The first test drive was in London. See how it went on our website, RT.com.